go to it.
Oh, it's right here.
You got a minute.
We light it up like
See it.
we light it up like sauce and sauce and sauce. We light it up like sauce and sauce and sauce. Fli-City got some dogs in it, dogs in it, dogs. Fli-City come off authentic, authentic. We light it up like authentic.
Oh. So you can't hear all the background.
Somebody is on. Oh, it's just
We light it up like sauce and sauce and sauce. We light it up like sauce and sauce and sauce. Fli-City got some dogs in it, dogs in it, dogs. Fli-City come off authentic, authentic. We light it up like sauce and sauce and sauce. We light it up like sauce and sauce and sauce.
My city experiencing a transition from penny pinching, maximizing our dollars, multiply triple digits. I came a long way from baby jars in a project kitchen.
All right, you are live. Yeah, we're ready.
Good afternoon, Facebook land. How you doing today? My name is Tarnesa Martin. I am the patient resource and community advocate for Hurley Medical Center, aka Nurse T. It's your girl, Nurse T. And today we are here to talk about sickle cell, health awareness, and especially an event that we have coming September 7th. That's sponsored by Hurley Foundation, Elga Credit Union, and Landale Packaging System. So the last week, we had some members of our team here educating on sickle cell. And today, me and my friend Crystal is here to talk about sickle cell. We really want to shine the light on awareness, and we want to make sickle cell a home topic. Yes. So why do I say that it's a home topic? Because we want our community to be aware. We want our community to know about sickle cell, and we want our community to be familiar so that the community can build awareness and also advocate for themselves and advocate for the patients. A lot of times people think, oh, well, sickle cell may not run in my family. I might not have the trait, or I might not have the gene, and it's not severely impacting me. But really, if it's impacting someone in your community, someone in someone else's family, it's impacting you. So I just want to just talk a little bit about what sickle cell is, and then I'm going to pass it over to my good friend Crystal. And we are here today with Fli-City, right?
Fli-City Blackout, yes, ma'am.
Fli-City Blackout. So shouts out to them. I was about to say Black Lives Matter.
But we're there too. Yes, ma'am.
But shouts out. Okay. So what is sickle cell? Sickle cell is a group of inherited blood disorders characterized by abnormal hemoglobin, called hemoglobin S, which causes red blood cells to become misshaped and break down. Normally, red blood cells are round and flexible, but in people with sickle cell disease, they can become rigid and crescent shaped, resembling a sickle. These sickle cells can block blood flow in blood vessels, leading to pain, organ damage, and increased risk of infection. Some of the symptoms of sickle cell is severe pain, our patients be in a lot of pain, fatigue and anemia, swelling in the hands and feet, frequent infections, delayed growth and development in children, and vision problems. Some of the complications is stroke, acute chest syndrome, organ damage, pulmonary hypertension, Bell's ulcers. Now, the unfortunate thing is that there is no universal cure for sickle cell disease. But the positive thing is that treatment focuses on managing symptoms and reducing complications, which include pain relief medications, blood transfusions, and bone marrow or stem cell transplant. And a lot of times, sometimes when our patients do come in, or patients come in anywhere, sometimes, especially for the Black and brown community, sometimes they can feel stereotyped. Or when they come in pain, they may feel like healthcare providers or their families or their friends do not really understand what they're going through. I've been a nurse for over 20 years, and I have cared for sickle cell patients, and I have had to advocate, and I have had to, have conversations with them and make sure that they were hydrated, make sure that they, had their oxygen order. It's a team effort. And another thing is, a lot of times when our patients are in crisis, their hemoglobin may be low. So what does that mean? That means we might need blood transfusions. So it's very important, especially for the Black and brown community, that we don't be afraid to give blood, and that we donate blood, that we donate our blood so that our community can have, better healthcare outcomes. So I'm really excited to be here and to be able to talk about sickle cell, as well to support the sickle cell walk on September 7th. There would be a lot of vendors there, health vendors there, sharing health education, of which one is American Red Cross. I will be there with a Hurley table. We will have information set up, as well as taking blood pressures and giving, 3 minutes on education as far as when they're taking their walk, making sure that they stay healthy. And if there's anything that they need, we'll be there. So I've talked a lot. I've enjoyed this conversation because we're shining the light on sickle cell. So now I am going to turn it over to one of my good friends who have lived with this medical condition.
Hi, everybody. I am Crystal Love, and my experience with having sickle cell, I would say it has been challenging. This disease is it's not easy to live with. I would say you have very painful days, days when you can't even do anything for yourself. Starting when I was a child, just being born, the doctors told my mom that I wasn't going to make it past the age of 5. So with them not being educated on what sickle cells was back, this was 1992, but just for them not being educated, they basically planned my funeral by the time I'm 5. But now I'm 32, so that's a blessing. From me doing elementary school to high school, in and out the hospital. One time I remember it was 3rd or 4th grade, I was in the hospital for almost 2 months because they didn't know how to control my pain, control the infection that caused from me having a crisis in my body. So that was real hard on my mom, with her seeing me laying in the hospital and not be able to, do what a mother does, protect and be there. But she was there every step of the way, but she hated seeing me just laying there and she couldn't do nothing. Going into adulthood now, with me having my own family and my own children, it's been a little challenging because
It's okay. It's okay.
Yes.
We creating a safe space.
Yes, ma'am.
It's how do you tell your 2 and 6-year-old that one minute I'm fine, and the next minute I'm laying in the bed in pain, and I can't tend to them and can't do for them like I should be able to, because they're not understanding, oh, mommy having a pain crisis, she can't get up and play with them right now, or mommy been down for 3 days and she can barely go to the bathroom for herself. Just last month I was in the pain crisis for 4 days and I couldn't I couldn't. My fever was up. It was pain shooting through my body. I couldn't even go to the bathroom for myself. But I really do thank God for my husband, because it really does take, like you said, it takes a team, it takes a support. It takes a support team to be there for you when you can't do for yourself with having this disease. So like it's a challenging disease. It's not easy to live with. And I'm really happy to see that people are being educated on what sickle cell is now, and that it really does make my heart smile, because now it's more people are getting tested more, and they're trying to see what the disease is, and they don't think they're not thinking that it's contagious. You can get it from being touched or get it from bleeding on someone. It's actually it's a genetic thing. So I'm really happy to see that, and I'm just grateful that I'm still here to now not be ashamed, and to actually tell my testimony and let all the sickle cell warriors know out there, like, if I'm still fighting, you guys keep fighting and don't give up. We are stronger than what we think, and we got to keep pushing, because you don't know, our testimony can keep somebody keep going and keep fighting. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's amazing. And I'm glad now that we are having more health awareness and that we are talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times too, I don't think people really understand that not only does it take a toll on you physically, but it takes a toll on you mentally.
Yes.
Mentally, emotionally,
yes.
spiritually, financially.
Yes.
So it impacts every aspect of your life. And a lot of times I think too, sometimes even with our parents or parents that have had children with sickle cell, it's like, okay, what did we do? What could we have done different?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it's just about knowing who, if you're dating somebody. I know we're going to talk about this probably more next month, but one of the questions came up today was, when you're dating somebody, what questions should I ask them? And, we ask them a lot of questions. We try to protect ourselves as much as possible, but we can keep it real. We're going to keep it real, raw, radical. If you're dating somebody and the young man that's, over here, he asked a question. So like, if I'm at the club and I meet this fine lady that look good, should I ask her, does she have the sickle cell trait?
Yeah.
That is a good question. I mean, I know it might throw your rap game off, but at the end of the day, you want to know.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that we probably should start bringing more awareness to, because that's not a household conversation. We talk about other things, but just think about it. So if you a female and you have the trait, and you date a man that has the trait, and you guys get married, guess what? Your child is now going to have the gene, and they're going to be diagnosed with sickle cell.
Yes.
Now, you can say, well, you can't help who you fall in love with, and that's true. But at least if you know, and then you can start putting in measures of education for the family, and you can start early being able to care and educate your children and your family. And so I thank God that she's a sickle cell warrior. And then too, another thing is being mindful, being mindful and considerate, because sometimes she was sharing earlier, when she was in school, she felt isolated, and she felt, sometimes you could feel contagious, and it had nothing to do with her, but it was just those internal feelings. And a lot of times the community don't understand. So because we don't know what we don't know. But so that's why I'm glad that we are taking this opportunity to educate on sickle cell, and to be able to put this walk in place so that we can raise funds for sickle cell.
Yes.
Once again, our sponsors are Hurley Foundation, Elva Credit Union, and Landale Packaging Systems. And so registration For adults, it's $20. For children, it's $10. A family of 3 is $40. If you register by tomorrow, you'll get a free T-shirt. And so here's a copy of the flyer, and I have the flyer posted on my Facebook page. And you can take the flyer to register. You can register at Metropolitan Baptist Tabernacle, and that's located 930 East Myrtle Avenue, Flint, Michigan 48505 810-787-9731. So I'm just know you guys are excited, and I just know you guys are saying, guess what? We gonna gather a team,
Yes.
and we gonna meet at the park, and we gonna walk to
Yes.
show our community that we support them. Now I'm gonna turn it back over to my good friend, Krista.
So it's definitely important for you guys to be there and to support the walk, especially to bring awareness for sickle cell. And then with the sickle cell warriors, I mean, that's a happy moment that you guys are there supporting and then showing that you have our back. I mean, we go everywhere else and can do everything else. So come out to the walk and just support and just, love on us and just, spread love.
So now let me ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
So we have shared feelings and how you feel with the community.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a healthcare provider.
Okay.
I've been a nurse for over 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to share with healthcare providers so that when you do come in to the hospitals, so that we can create that safe space so that you feel comfortable? What would you like to share, or what message would you like for me to share with my peers so that we can be a part of your healing and to create an atmosphere to where you feel comfortable?
I would say more, well, we coming in for a sickle cell crisis, not to just brush off our pain, or, well, you just having a pain crisis, you just here for pain meds, to just think that that's what we're just here for, when we're actually here for help. I mean, if you don't have sickle cell, you could never understand the excruciating pain that the disease causes. So for you, if I come into the hospital for you to just brush it off saying, well, you're going to have to wait, and I'm in here having the sickle cell crisis, at any moment I can pass out or go into a stroke because of how much pain I'm in. So I think more like being mindful and being understanding when sickle cell patients are coming in for a crisis, not to we just here for pain medication, making it sound like I'm like a junkie or something.
Okay, so like when we look at community, and we look at some of the issues of why patients sometimes don't go to hospitals and organizations, I always say there's 4 areas. There's mistrust in healthcare systems. Mm-hmm. There's health literacy. Mm-hmm. There's access, and there's stereotyping. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times patients from a variety of places feel stereotyped. Yeah. And so that's one thing as healthcare providers that we need to hear, and it's real, because we want to put in the work so that patients will feel better. Because I hear it sometimes, like if I got to come to the hospital, if I got to go to the hospital, and then I'm going to be stereotyped, and then I might not go. And so here's the thing. We want you to come if you're not feeling with us. Right? We don't want you to delay your care. We don't want you to stay at home and be in pain until where your hemoglobin is probably 9 then, but then now you stay there, you're short of breath, and then when you come to us, now your hemoglobin is 4. You know what I mean? So, but some of the hindering facts that will keep you at home is because you don't want to be stereotyped. Right. So those are some of the things that we as a community, we as healthcare organizations across the world, that we have to become more sensitive to, as well as, we want to take care of our patients. And so sometimes hearing from the patients that hard truth, it opens up our eyes, because guess what? If you don't have sickle cell, you don't know what you don't know. And so that's why bringing health awareness not only exposes this information to the community, it also brings awareness to healthcare providers. You never know who may be watching this and may say, you know what, I never really thought about it like that. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make a conscious effort so when patients do come in and they are in a sickle cell crisis to communicate and say, you know, I'm working on getting your pain medications. I'm working on with the physicians, and we are here to partner with you so that you can have better healthcare outcomes. So, you know, it's all about awareness, but it's also about putting patients in spaces, creating safe spaces so that they can have better healthcare outcomes. Because you know that's what I'm all about. That's why I'm on these streets daily, out here advocating, because I want the patients to be able to have a better healthcare outcome. So I appreciate you. Is there anything else you want to share? She's a sickle cell warrior. You know, so when you think about it, they told her she wouldn't make it past 5, but look, she's 35 and she's doing good, and she beautiful. Her skin is glowing, the braids and all that. She married, she got so what that means is that people can't judge your future. Right. She's been predestined to be here. And that's all I'm gonna go, because I don't want to, you know, go into that other part that I do sometimes. That's needed. But can I just say, God is good.
Amen.
Yes, His grace and mercy endures forever.
Yes.
And you know, I couldn't be in this seat today without God's grace.
Amen.
And I'm just thankful that she's here with God's grace and the faith. Faith. It takes faith.
Yes.
It takes faith to do what we're doing. It takes faith to even be sitting in this chair. I had to believe that this chair was gonna hold me up. and we sit on down.
Man.
So we down here having a great time.
Yes.
So I
just want to say I really appreciate you, because you're in the healthcare and you're actually advocating. So I really appreciate advocating for sickle cell. So I really appreciate you, because you don't have a lot of people in the healthcare that actually advocates for us. So I really appreciate you for advocating for us. It really does mean a lot. It does.
Yeah. And you know, when I was in nursing school, one of my good friends, she had sickle cell. And so she graduated, and I always remember, like, we would be studying, prepping for our tests, and we praying, you know, to pass the exam and be prepared. And the one thing she would be like, I'm just praying that I don't go into a crisis. I'm just praying that I can get up and walk to class. I'm just praying that I'm not short of breath. So to witness it with my friend, and to be right there with her, and then to be a nurse, to care for patients, and then to be at the bedside with patients. And then too, a lot of times parents, they don't know. So, you know, I've encountered too, you know, having some patients, and they'll say, you know, I know it's about the pain meds, but when I was younger, my mother and father, they didn't really know what to do. So when I was hurting, they couldn't take me screaming and hollering. So what they did was give me pain meds, because they thought pain med was the ultimate answer. And so now here I am in a crisis, and I can't have pain meds. So I did a lot of advocating, and I did a lot of educating. You know, like, we may have this pain medication right now, and I know that you need something else, but let's take this and see how this works. And then now I can go back to the physicians and advocate and say that medication that they were taking by mouth didn't work. Can we try some IV meds? Or even with oxygen. Sometimes people think, well, you don't need oxygen if your saturations is good, but the oxygen helps.
Yes.
And the fluids help. And then even with the transfusion. So just being a nurse, and just caring about patients. So that's why I'm here, because I want to see you win. Yeah, thank you. I'm proud of you. Thank you for even taking the stand against the stigma. You know, and so to be able to create a safe space and come out here and be some warriors. So come on, we can't have her walking by herself.
Yeah.
Come on, community to come out. Let's do this. Let's show up for our community. We show up for all our stuff. So let's show up for this sickle cell walk. Right?
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
What the sign say? Black Lives Matter.
Black
So
lives
patients
matter.
that have sickle cell, guess what? Their lives matter.
Amen.
Their family lives matter.
Amen.
Their lives matter. Their
Yes.
neighbors' lives matter.
Amen.
So let's show up and make it happen.
In large numbers.
Yeah.
In large numbers. Create numbers.
Oh yeah. That's the most important part. So y'all gotta know where to show up. It's gonna be held at Max Brandon Park. In Flint, Michigan. You can register that day if you haven't had an opportunity to register. The walk starts at 9. Registration starts at 9, and the walk begins at 10 a.m. Now, if you register by tomorrow, you'll get a T-shirt. But you know what? If you don't happen to not make it by tomorrow, that's okay. Now, get this. If you really, really want to do the walk and say, you might be saying, you know what? I don't have the finances. Call me. Let's see what I can work out. Now, I ain't saying I'm big banking, but I can probably sponsor at least 4 people.
There you go. Amen. Come on, man.
So don't think that. But you know, and like they say, only serious needs to
For real. Yeah.
inbox me. But we gonna make it happen because I think it's for a great cause. Once again, shouts out to our sponsors, Hurley Foundation, Landell Packaging System, Elba Credit Union. And what's the name of this awesome podcast again?
Fli-City Blackout.
Say it again.
Fli-City Blackout.
Fli-City Blackout.
Yes.
So you know, it must be Fli-City Blackout because they got Nurse T here.
Hey.
And we fly.
Hey.
We fly.
Speak on it. Y'all come out and have some fun.
Well, we had a great time, and you know, we are thankful for them as well to be able to create this safe space and this opportunity to bring health awareness. And you know, we're gonna work some things out to come back on the show so I can rub my mouth and we can do some education again. Because y'all might have some questions.
Miss Beverly says she's sponsoring the scene.
She's
And
sponsoring
Miss
a
Beverly
senior.
said she's sponsoring some seniors. So see,
Hey.
I
Miss
love
Beverly.
them hassle free
Man.
every Friday. But yeah. So now
Ain't no excuse.
So we didn't remove all the excuses.
Yeah.
Come on out.
Or get your teams together.
There you
Get
go.
some teams together, right?
There you go.
So
For real. Let's
So
come
did
out
we-
in droves and show out.
I think we covered everything. Anything else we need to say?
Nope, you gave exactly where it was at. You gave the walk, you gave the time. 9 a.m. Walk begins at 10 a.m. We gave cost, deadline. We at Metro. We already gave that. Shout out to the sponsors. No, shout out to you, beautiful ladies. You know, thank you, queens, for coming over here and educating us. Because honestly, this is something that we need to be speaking about in our community. This is something this is a gap that we need to bridge between the patient and the nurses to be able to speak, you know, as a representative of the patient. So, I mean, I feel like we're doing greatness right here. So, just
And
super
sometimes
proud of you.
we
Sorry
don't
about
know
that.
what we don't know. So
Exactly.
you know, be your advocate. So like you say, if you coming in and you may meet that new nurse or that new resident that's not familiar. So you could just say, Doc, nurse, let me have a conversation with you. You know, I've been a patient, a sickle cell patient for 34 years. You know, can I have a conversation with you? I want to partner with you.
I have to do that
for my
times.
care so I can have better healthcare outcomes.
We got a question from Chris. He said all diseases are nutritional deficiency related. You got a
Nutritional?
Yeah.
Oh no, we didn't say nothing about
No, that's what he's
Oh
asking that.
no. It's if you have the trait. So like say for instance, if the mother have the trait or the dad have the trait, They have that blood disease. And then they get together and then they have a child. And then their child ends up being a carrier of the gene.
There you go.
Good
That's
question.
that
Good
question for you, Chris. Shout out, Chris.
Shouts out to Chris.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
Man, appreciate you guys too.
So, Chris, you gonna be at the walk?
We got another question coming up there. Great show. Yeah, great show. Shout out Sister Beverly. Shout out to everybody in the chats watching, tuning in.
Yes.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys out there.
Tell them where is that again?
Oh,
And location.
once
Kinda close
again,
up.
the Flint Annual Sickle Cell Walk will be at Max Brandon Park, located in Flint, Michigan. Registration starts at 9 a.m. Walk begins at 10.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's the old Forest Hill Park.
There
Right?
you go.
Yeah.
Yep, there you go.
Forest Hill, yeah.
You
We
know?
probably throwing you guys up there. Max Brandon Park.
Yeah.
Forest Hill. You know where we used to go to walk at? Yeah.
They have now made it the historical Max Brandon Park. Yeah.
Oh, now the historical Max Brandon Park.
But
But yeah,
we know it as
but we
Forest
know
Park.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's turn it up. Like we always turn up Forest Park, you know?
All right, so let's turn
Right?
it up.
Yes,
Why
let's
not?
turn it
So
up.
Let's turn it up.
Last
So we
year
can-
was a great time. Let it be even a better time this year.
yeah, we had, and the
was
walk
fun.
is not that bad.
No, it's not.
And some people may say, you know what, can't make the whole walk. Well, you know, just show up and
Yes.
come, and maybe if you can just walk half of the way. And guess what? If you get tired, you don't feel well, guess what? Nurses will be out there.
Yes.
hey,
We gonna have water, we gonna have fruit,
Yes.
we gonna have blood pressure cups. You might even win a free blood pressure cup.
hey.
Yeah, come on out. Oh, you know what? Some pulse oxes. We'll get pulse oxes. Yeah.
Man, see?
Yeah,
Hey.
come on out.
If nothing else, you're gonna win some love. So
Yes.
That's it. And
Yeah.
it's for a great cause,
Mhm.
especially to raise money so that our community, they can have resources, you know, when they come in. So shouts out to the whole entire team. You know, I'm not gonna call off names because I don't want to miss anybody, but shouts out to the whole sickle cell team.
Yes.
And I do want to give shouts out to Dr. Inouye though.
Yes.
He is a very caring physician.
Man.
He is. He was my doctor
He
when I
was
was
my
on
doctor
the-
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
know,
love
my
him.
doctor.
and so he's very caring, and you know, he works, you know, at Hurley. So,
He's amazing.
Yes, he
amazing.
is.
so yeah. So I
Love
hope
it.
that we have covered everything. Once again, it's not about me, but it's about
Us.
raising health awareness for our community. I really appreciate you guys tuning in.
Yes.
I really appreciate you, Crystal, for being a sickle cell warrior. I think I'm gonna get me a t-shirt made that's gonna say sickle cell warrior support.
Yes. I like that.
Okay.
I like
Can I do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have some. I was looking on the internet, and they actually have it say support squad, and they have sickle cell awareness under it.
That's nice. I like that. I like
Well, you
that.
see, I have my ring on today.
Hey.
She actually gave me this jacket.
I
And
love
say
it.
it's-
I love it. I
Shout
love
out to
it.
Ray.
You say it's September, right?
Yep, the date is September 7th
Mm-hmm.
on a Saturday. And it's only a couple of hours, so you get up, get in, and get out.
And the Sickle Cell Awareness Month, correct, too. In
September,
September. Okay,
it's
so
Sickle Cell Health Awareness Month.
that's another great reason to come out.
Yeah.
That's the month to come out and support.
Yeah.
So
And then following, there will be a blood drive.
Yep.
Yep. So, and that blood drive would be at Hasselgreen.
I think it's September.
Is the 14th?
The 13th.
Okay, for that Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, September 13th. You have the time?
She texted us about it.
we definitely can come back and definitely talk about that again,
Yep.
too.
The blood drive is Friday, September 13th, from 10 to 4.
All right.
So that would give you a great opportunity to donate. And if
Yes.
you have skilled staff there, the blood drive would be ran by the American Red Cross. So you see, I got it.
Shouts out.
So they're doing an amazing job at the Red Cross. So I think that we have
thank
covered
you.
everything.
Yeah.
If you guys
That's
have more
great.
questions for us, just put it in the chat, or you can always inbox me, or if you have any questions for me, you know, and those 4 tickets that I'm donating, you know, let me know, you know, and I will cover your spot, or you can just register and put Nurse T cover my spot, but I'll make sure I give that money to them. Well, like I said, don't think I'm big banking.
Hey,
I'm just not gonna eat a couple cheeseburgers. I'm gonna just prioritize
it's for a good cause.
for
I
a
love
good
it.
cause.
Yeah.
I love it. I love
very
it. I
good
think we
cause.
all should sponsor at least somebody. So
Yeah,
that could be
yeah,
great.
that's a good idea. And if you can't attend the walk, sponsor somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I like that idea.
Yeah. So you can be like, I sponsored somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I
I'm
sponsored
still a support
somebody.
squad. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we thank you, ladies, for definitely coming on. This is definitely awesome. I love it. Shouts out to you, Crystal. Your story is definitely needed. It's important. We appreciate you. You know, it takes a lot of courage to, you know, get in front of that camera and actually, you know, talk about your story, and because you never know who's going through your story as well. So your story is not just for you, but it's for the next person going through it. So I appreciate you for that. Appreciate you, Nurse T, for coming through always. I mean, we can't speak, you know, too much, but we love y'all nurses over at Hurley. We thank y'all. I was a Hurley baby too, so we thank y'all. We thank y'all for what y'all doing over there, and we thank you as well. So y'all have nothing else.
And thank you guys for letting us come and talk about sickle cell awareness.
Anytime.
I really appreciate that.
Anytime.
Giving us a space, a safe space, as Nurse T said.
These conversations needed. We need these conversations more than a lot of other conversations that's going on. But you know, we'll leave that there. So. Thank y'all. And that is Fli-City Blackout. We are out. Blackout special. Good night. Like
like and share the show.
Yes.
and subscribe.